This is the Magic Pick Mini and it's manufactured by Beadsmith. It comes in a pack of 3 plastic wands with foam bud tips. The tip buds are sticky and gradually as you use them the stickiness wears off, and to reapply the sticky you just rub the crystals over the sticky pad provided and the bud becomes sticky again. And this is generally more suitable for smaller crystals, so we're going to start with the smaller crystal sizes first. And this is the SS3, which is the 1.4mm. You can see for picking up smaller crystals, this tool is perfect. This is the SS12. The SS14, you can see is still quite a reasonable grip. The SS16, the SS20, whoops, again still quite a reasonable bond. The SS30, the SS34, the SS40, and that's getting a bit heavy now, the SS48. And that's the Magic Pick Mini from Beadsmith. This is the Jewel Setter and it's manufactured by Beadsmith. It comes in a pack of 2 and it's an applicator tool for picking up Non-Hotfix flatback crystals. It's made from a plastic wand with a wax bud tip. You can see the wax bud is quite sticky, and when it picks up the crystals it does give a very good grip. The downside of that is if you press on the crystals too hard, then they do get stuck to the wax bud. And to remove them then you either need to use a jewel setter or just twist the wax bud and then it releases the crystal. It does leave wax residue on the crystal, but if you wait until the adhesive is dry, then you can just buff the crystals and then the wax comes off them. This is the SS8, which is 2.4mm. You can see that the crystal has been embedded into the wax tip, so you don't really want to go any smaller. I'd say than SS9 is a reasonable size to work with. Any smaller than that you're better off using a different applicator tool. And that's the Jewel Setter by Beadsmith. This is the Crystal Katana and it's manufactured by Crystal Ninja. It's an applicator tool for picking up non-hotfix flatback crystals. It's made from a wooden sleeve, a chrome effect positioner one end, and a beeswax tip the opposite end. If the wax bud tip does break, then the wax can be warmed up in your hands and moulded back into shape. Or when they do wear out, they can be replaced by unscrewing the one end, removing the insert, adding your new tip and screwing back up the opposite end. The positioning tip is handy for when you place crystals onto the adhesive. You can firmly push them down or move them around until they're in the correct position. We're going to test picking up the different crystal sizes now and place them onto the adhesive to see how difficult or easy the various crystal sizes are to pick up. I'm going to start with the SS48, which is the largest crystal from Swarovski, and it's 11 millimeters in diameter. And as you can see, it picks it up nice and easily, and it also releases quite easily. The body of the crystal katana is very comfortable to work with, especially if you're working for quite a few hours each day crystallizing your accessories. Now we're down to SS10, which is 3 millimeters. SS8. As you can see, it picks up all the smaller sizes easily, and what's nice about this tool is the crystals don't get stuck to it. Although there's a wax bud tip, it's quite a hard wax tip, which means that you don't get any residue on the crystals when you place them into position, and also the crystals easily release. So with this tool, you're able to work with the full range of crystals with no problems at all. And that's the Crystal Katana by Crystal Ninja. These are stainless steel curved precision tip tweezers, and they're manufactured for the beadstock. These have very pointy, sharp ends, so you need to be careful when storing them. Let's start with the larger crystal size. They're not naturally open enough to pick up the crystal, so I've just got to give it a little hand. And you can see it picks it up nicely. Place the crystal down into the adhesive. This is the SS40. The SS34, the SS30, the SS20, now you can see that there is adhesive on the tips of the tweezers, which, if you're not careful, is going to get on the face of the crystal. This is the downside of using tweezers. Although it makes picking the crystals up easy, the adhesive is starting to build up more and more on the tip of the tweezers. And as you go down to the smaller crystal sizes, then you're more likely to get adhesive on the face of the crystal, which isn't what you want to do. You can see that there is quite a bit of adhesive on the ends of the tweezers, which you don't get with a tool like the Jewel Setter, the Magic Pick, or the Crystal Katana. And that's the precision tip tweezers by the Beadstock. This is the Pick It Up by Beadsmith. It's a mains powered vacuum unit that works by suction. You are going to need a 240 volt outlet to use this unit, and it can be quite noisy when it's at full suction. To use, you simply turn the unit on, place your finger over this hole that you can see here, and you get 100% suction. Then you touch the crystal and it picks it up. To release the crystal, take your finger off the hole and the crystal drops. So I'll turn the unit on. You can hear that humming noise. The unit's on at a low suction at the moment. To increase the suction, you turn this wheel here. You can hear the noise has got quite a lot louder at the moment. To pick up a crystal, I put my finger over this hole, touch the top, and you can see there is quite a strong suction here. To release the crystal, I take my finger off and it drops the crystal. When you're picking up smaller crystals, you do have to vary the level of suction, or you'll find that when you pick up the crystal, even if you take your finger off, the suction is still too great and the crystal will just stay stuck to the end. So you can see it picks up nicely to drop. You just release your finger off the hole. And that's the Pick It Up by Beadsmith. And I'll place my finger over the little hole and I'll turn it up to full suction. And as you can see, it's quite a good suction for the larger SS48 size. Release. SS40, SS34, SS30, SS20, SS16, and we may have to reduce the suction down slightly for the smaller sizes. The SS14, SS12, SS10, SS9, SS8, SS7, SS6, SS5, SS4, and as you can see, when we go down to the smaller sizes, the rubber tip is getting adhesive on the end, which means you're going to get that on the crystals as well. So really, when you come down lower than SS9 or even SS10, the tip is a little large for these crystals. I'm not going to go down to the SS3 because the last time I tried, the crystal just gets stuck in the end of the tip. So that's the Pick It Up by Beadsmith. Thank you for watching our tutorial. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact us via our website or our blog, which is www.crystallandglassbeads.com. You'll also find other tutorials and tips on there which you might find helpful. Thanks very much. Bye bye.